Y'all know what it is. Y'all know how I do. It's your baby. It's Big DZ. Oh, man, my spirit is singing graceful songs. It was a beautiful day today for Wilmington, Delaware. At approximately 7 p.m. on 9th and French Streets, we hung the red, the black, and the green. That's right, we hung the flag. Wilmington is now coined Garvey City for a good soldier, a good leader, for the brother Marcus Garvey. We all know his movement was back to Africa. So we now have these colors swinging in the wind. Our city has an identity, and if you need to know, it's right on 9th and French. You'll see the flag, do the flag stuff. Red stands for the blood that our people bleed. It's the blood that goes through our veins. The black is the culture, the color, the who we are. Black is the essence of lack of color, because black is black and black is back and black is strong. And the green, of course, it stands for the land, the grass. So that's the land that we walked on. That's the motherland. And if you ever see a red, black, and green flag and it happens to have some yellow in there, some gold in there, it actually stands for the jewels and the gems that's on the land. And real quick, while I'm talking about the jewels and the gems, let me just say this, because I hate really to say jewels, because gold and diamonds is from Africa. And it's mostly from Sierra Leone and the diamond mines and stuff like that. So in all actuality, it should be called Africanlery. But the Jews took that too and put their damn name on it, and they call it jewelry. So understand, it's not really jewelry, it's our stuff. But anyway, that's not the topic of my show. I'm just really happy because today in Wilmington was so awesome. Anyway, I got a guest really who's a boss of bosses. I got Sister Karen Butterflowers. Sis,
Yo.
Tell them what you're doing. Tell them who you are. Tell them what it is.
Hey, everybody. For those that don't know me, I am Karen Butterflowers. I am running for 1st District City Council. I have been living in this state my entire life. I have been living on North Side my entire life. Well, with the exception of 1979, but we're not going to talk about that.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. Right off the top. So you're running for 1st District. Why are you even running? Why are you running?
Well, I'm running because I'm tired of the shenanigans displayed by our current administration. I'm running because there has been absolutely nothing done in the 1st District in 20 years. I am running because I get the phone calls. I have been getting the phone calls since I was 18 years old.
Okay.
I get the phone calls when they have a problem.
What do you mean by that? You get the phone calls where? At your home?
At my house, on my cell phone, walking down the street.
So why would they call you? Do you work somewhere at the state or something like that?
Well, I work for the state of Delaware, but I have many hats.
Okay.
I don't just focus on housing.
Okay.
I am an activist to all people.
Okay.
My main focus right now for this election is the elderly, my firefighters, and my children.
Wow.
Those in my age group, them 60s and 70s babies, get in where you fit in. But right now, my top priority is my elderly, economic growth, and my kids.
These are topics that must be discussed, and this sister brought them to the table. A lot of people try to sweep that stuff right under the rug. The elderly, the kids, the economic growth. And this is exactly what's needed in our community. If we can change the economical situation, then a whole lot of things can change once that's done and put in place with the proper structure. Okay, so let's keep right on going. What do you think that's missing per se, with the first district people or whatever, what's going on right now? What's missing? What can you actually bring? What are you going to bring?
Well,
if you were elected or whatever?
What's missing from the first district and other districts throughout this city is the same programs and services and advantages that we had growing up.
Ooh.
They took those programs and took that funding and put that funding somewhere else. It definitely didn't stay in the city. It definitely didn't stay in the first district. I will bring back to my district economic growth, which will build generational wealth.
Woo! And see, I told you that this show was going to touch my soul, and once it touches my soul, I'm messing around and rock and roll. No, seriously, because what she just did was talk about the economical, overwhelming situation. But do you think it's any racial disparity? Is it anything racial that's involved in that?
It's all racial. Because if you look just in my district alone, there are over 10 vacant commercial properties. Not one minority, and I'm saying of African descent.
Okay.
That has a business on Market Street, with the exception of the Islam store across from the masjid.
Wow.
Everybody else, stores, Rash, used to be the former Wilmington Trust. Not black. Go up to Market Street. Used to be a hair salon. They're no longer there. More than likely, it was because of the rent. Because they make it so you have an obstacle that's hidden. So you can't afford that commercial property where Bargain Tire used to be. Why? You should be given the same economic advantages as those that won't sell nothing without us. So why can't we take advantage of that property and get the same benefit without the hindrance of our skin color? Because that's what it is.
Right. So, in other words, you're gonna basically chop that barrier down, and you're gonna get those monies allocated to where they supposed to go.
No, I'm not going to. What I'm going to do is annihilate the system and the mentality of those of my elders that sit in city government, state government, county government, that refuse to give my black men and women, minorities as they call us, the same advantages that they took from us. Plain and simple.
Ain't that a mouthful? We have to rumble just to get back something that they took from us, just so we can have equality. Now, ain't this a... Boy, if this wasn't my show, I would say, ain't this a bitch? But this is my show, so ain't this a bitch? We have to rumble just to get even.
That's right.
Man, this is something, man. I'm telling you the truth. Okay, now, what's my next question? Oh, this is serious. And this is well, this ain't super serious. I'm gonna get to my super serious one next, but let me just ask you this: what separates you from your candidates, that your running mates? What separates you?
The difference between me and those candidates is they were asked. I was chosen.
That's good.
I don't have major corporations and lobbyists and banks and Mr. John, who owns a couple businesses.
All right. I think I know where you're going with it.
I was chosen by the voiceless and the forgotten, which is that 1% of the population in my district that they counted out. That's what separates me from all three of them.
I didn't even know it was so many.
Yes, 4.
Wow. So it was actually thrust upon you from the people, basically.
Basically, yes.
That's deep. So the way you were chosen, I hope they intend to get out and vote, because people are slick. People sit in your face
Yes,
and say one thing.
You better say it.
And then as soon as your back is turned, they'll say and do a completely other thing.
I have seen that throughout this whole circus. And I will say once and for all, I am not a politician.
Okay.
I am for the people, and I politic.
Woo! Woo! There we go.
Let's make that perfectly clear.
She's starting again.
And at the
She's
end
starting
of the day,
again. This is spiritual.
I'm still me.
Alhamdulillah.
I'm still struggling. And I'm sick and tired of those that I elected, because I elected some of that problem too. I voted for them people.
Let's stop right here. You talk about honesty. Now, here's a sister that says she's tired of the problem, but she actually took accountability. And she said, hey, I got something to do with it too. And she's willing to correct her mistake, starting off with honesty. They always told me that honesty was the best policy. The truth will set you free. Well, truth better set her free.
With transparency.
Woo! You're going to stop using these words, because now I'm going to do stuff like this. Transparency, you got me pop locking. No, this shit is real.
Everybody that knows me, that lives in this city, knows that I call it like I see it.
Yes, you
I
do.
own my own.
Yes, you do.
I hold my own self accountable. Matter of fact, I hold myself at a higher standard than I do the next person. But it can guarantee me that I will definitely not let my district suffer like it has been.
Now, just for the people, because I'm not very political, I'm just becoming a little bit educated about it. Tell my viewers, what does the first district consist of? Where is that neighborhood at, or whatever?
Well, I learned that the first district starts at 26th Street, and Van Buren comes all the way down past Governor Prince to Riverside, on back up past Bowers, Todd's Lane, back to Todd's Lane, all the way down to the Pepsi Company, up East Lawn, down Market to 42nd, from Lee Boulevard on up to Brandywine Hundreds, on around to Van Buren.
Wow. That's a serious piece of land.
And it was rumored that a few of the candidates don't think that I have relationships with people past Market Street.
Yeah, I can see, because people's minds are so small. I can see how people could believe that are looking from inside the box. People don't know how to think outside the box. But you're, first of all, older than probably half the people that started that rumor, and then you have more experience, and then you are of the people.
That's right.
You are the people.
I am the people.
So, you know what I mean? I can definitely believe and attest to you have many relationships with a lot of people, upper echelon people, regular people, hood people, good people. You can go on any street. You're good in the boardroom. You're good on the back block. You're good at the barbecue. You're good at the meeting. So I know that you have the ability to do stuff.
And have done stuff.
And have done things. And that area, that geographical area that you just demonstrated, there's a lot, as I think in my mind, there's a lot of empty buildings. Some are commercial. Some are industrial, some are residential, and there's a lot of things that can happen if we had somebody in there like yourself who has a vision, you know what I mean, who can bring transformation and bring some life back to it. And then what I'm hearing through the grapevine, let's get that grapevine in here. Through the grapevine, I'm hearing that you have some people on your team, in your corner, on your campaign or whatever, that are talking about help to bring some soul and some spirit back to the city. You know what I mean? Some people were saying some stuff. So you got some other OGs with you that's very positive, that have been through some things. See, that's the whole thing with me. I'm not voting for you if you ain't been through nothing. You're not going to fly from Corpus Christi and come around and wave your little thing and get on the mic and tell 4 lies and think you're going to get my vote. I got to know personally, or somebody has to come and co-sign you to me before I even think about voting for you.
Right.
What have you done and who have you did it with and who can bear witness? I need to know all of that. Because one thing I have learned about politics, and I've been dipping and dabbing for the last like 3 or 4 shows, the person that you elect is responsible for representing you.
That's right.
And me.
That's right.
So we got to make sure. We got to look for consistency. And
well, with that being said, I want to make this perfectly clear also. I push our agenda. Mm-hmm. I don't have a personal agenda, and I'm not going to push anybody that votes for me agenda. I don't want people to vote for me because they know me. I want people to vote for me because they know me. And there's a difference. I produce results. I don't talk about anything, one, that I don't know what I'm talking about, and that I can't prove. And I make sure that every single person that I deal with, that I have to help, it gets done.
And that's deep and it's strong. And, I believe you. But the purpose of my show, and it's a platform, I need the world to know. I need the world of Delaware to know. I need the world of Wilmington to know. I need the world of the 1st District to know. You see her in the 1st District. Have you seen any of the other candidates around in the 1st District?
No. Well, wait a minute. I take that back. They did put pamphlets out the other day.
Pamphlets?
Yeah.
Does anybody have any extra water so I can water myself down? That's so watered down. Put pamphlets out. That's just like these phony balonies. They come to the neighborhood when it's voting time, and you look at your door and you see all this gosh darn paraphernalia. You're lucky I don't smoke weed, 'cause if I did, I'd break my bud up on their little postcard. But I don't smoke, nor do I advocate. But, yeah, that's what I would do when I see those little crappy postcards. Here, vote for me. Who are you? So, anywho-ski, we're getting to the part of the show that's really, really important, because it seems like every day and every other day that I've been waking up in Wilmington, as I check my social media and I'm getting phone calls myself, there's been homicide after homicide
yes.
after homicide.
Sickening.
And these homies are crazy. First of all, a side is crazy. You understand? A pesticide, that's crazy. That's the killing of a pest. You understand what I'm saying? A homicide is the killing of a Homo sapien. So these young boys we have, and not just young boys, young girls too, but at this point, the last one, the guys were between the ages of 9 to 13. That's a whole nother thing. I don't want to go all the way into it. I know you're special guests, and I forgot to tell you, we have a treat, but you're not getting it just yet. But it's bad. They're starting to shoot and kill now at 9 years old. Can you imagine going to the jail when you're 9? You haven't even reached puberty yet, and you're already facing a whole long football number. But I'm not going to go there yet, because that's a whole different show. But it's been a lot of homicides lately. And I know that you wanted to touch on the violence, but just how do you feel that, like, the overwhelming gun violence that plagues our community, like, what give me something on that, Butter. Talk to me about that. What do you think about it? Give me something on that.
Well, on a personal level, with losing so many of my cousins, and they're not even cousins, they're great cousins, because they're one generation removed, and seeing my friends lose their children, it sickens me. It angers me. And I come from a family of revolutionaries. And I don't have any faith in our justice system, like at all. At all. When it comes to curbing the violence. So I'm promoting, and I'm going to implement a community program that's going to cut these murders, if not in half, then at least by 60%.
Y'all got pardon me, man, because it's a real touchy thing, man, because they're my babies and yours.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
That's not getting a chance to live, man.
And what's sad is they know. I'm really sick of this mentality. Like, you already know how we were raised with the don't tell. Okay, well, that's why we're going to start policing our own neighborhood.
That's exactly why. That's exactly why.
In our business.
That's exactly why.
I have a problem with them being in our business.
Me too.
I believe that if Mary's son decides that he wants to go kill Billy round the corner, and him and his boy go round the corner, well, we knocking on Mary's mom, we knocking on her door. Mm-hmm. And her son's going to be held accountable without the bench, the jurors, turnkey, the bail bondsman, Gander Hill or Smyrna.
I don't know how this is going to turn out, but I'm going to, everybody that knows me know that I'm Mr. Keep It Real. OG in Baltimore, he implemented a program, and he was actually the one that they made the series The Wire. Mm-hmm. They made it after him. His name was Little Melvin. Mm-hmm. And he ran a city down there. And anyway, he had a program like this. They was real gangsters back then. He had a program like this. If it was a cowboy on the block and he was just rooting and tooting and shooting and killing stuff, what they would do was, unfortunately, they would go ahead and kill him and take his body home to his parents and tell his mom and them, you ain't got caught the police or nothing. We the ones that killed him. And here's the money for your funeral. Now maybe, the rest of your kids, and maybe you can get some rest, and everybody that's trying to do right can live a good life. But we had to stomp him out like a roach because he was in the way. And I'm not promoting that, but I'm just saying that's how real it is. We have to find a way to combat, what's happening.
I totally agree.
We have to find a way 100%. To combat what's happening, because it only be one or two that poison
exactly
an extreme amount.
Puppet masters. No, you have a few puppet masters that's out here enticing these children to go murder their friends or their cousins once they found out that they're related to them. And it's sad because we know who's committing these murders. We know. And I'm saying we, meaning us, meaning the community, meaning the neighborhood. We know. And I'm tired of it. And you either going to get down or you're going to get out the way.
There you go.
Period, point blank.
There you go. Let's get back on topic. First district, I need y'all to vote for my sister, Karen Butterflowers. Wait a minute. It's happening again. Oh, stuff. I'm in a box. Got to get out this box. Now, listen, Butter. I know that you brought somebody here with you tonight. And I don't know the brother personally, but I know of his legend. I know of his ghost. This was a very significant man in my generation.
He's my secret weapon.
She calls him the secret weapon, and that's a title that I believe that he can live up to. So when I come back from this commercial break, you guys are going to meet somebody very special. Y'all know what it is, and y'all know how I do. It's your baby, Big DZ. Cheer! Ah, man. We are back from that break, and boy, was it needed. Y'all know what it is, man. It's your baby, Big DZ. And I had a beautiful time today all around. But, thankful. I'm very thankful of my guest, Karen Butterflowers. And that's the sister who's running for first district, in case you're just tuning in. And this is Wilmington, Delaware that we're talking about. So, Butter.
Yes, sir.
I know you brought a guest with you here today. And it excites me, man, because you're exciting, and the position that you're taking and the things that you've not promised but told to deliver, and the things that you said you were going to live into. See, it's a difference,
It's grown folk business.
There you go. Would you like to introduce the brother that you brought here with you tonight?
I sure would.
All right, let's do it.
Without further ado.
I
bought a gentleman who has been in my life.
Woo!
All my life.
There you go. That's good stuff.
Directly and indirectly. Directly now that he's out. Indirectly because my entire childhood was centered around this gentleman and my family and his family, who actually happens to be intertwined and together.
It's family affair.
So, without further ado, I would like to introduce my secret weapon.
Good title.
My protector.
Oh boy.
Of the nonsense and the shenanigans.
Okay.
Mr. Leo Skinner, a.k.a. Tighten Up.
Tighten Up. All right. Hey, man, let's give a warm welcome to Brother Tighten Up. Because I'm telling you, man, it's a treat and it's special, man, to have this brother here with us today. Because it was a time that we didn't even know if he was going to be in the community ever again.
Right.
I'm going to allow him to tell what part of his story that he wants to tell. Brother, tighten up. Tell him something.
Hey, well, first of all, I want to say good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to be back on this side of the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we all take falls.
Okay.
And we all got to get up.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And that's what I did for me. I got back up.
Mm-hmm.
So what I want to bring here today is I support Karen Butterflowers. She's tough, honest, and fair.
Okay.
And with that said, right, she's the one.
Okay.
Now.
Okay. Well, no, I don't want to cut you off. Let me hear what you got to say, because I was just going to ask you, because you said you support her in what?
Well, she's running for the district on the east side. And,
okay.
I feel she's the lady to get the job done.
Okay.
You know, she's been over there. She's seen a lot of things. Mm-hmm. She's seen a lot of changes. Mm-hmm. So I support that. Mm-hmm. Hey, it's a small world.
Got you. I know that she wanted you to talk about some of the violence and some of the, things, the shortcomings, and some of the endeavors that you might have encountered or that you might want to speak about.
Well, he lost a nephew who just happened to be my cousin.
Oh, boy.
To the violence in Newcastle, in Rosegate.
How long ago was this? Not the time,
3 weeks ago.
Oh, shit.
Yes. We just had his janaza, and all that did was just fuel the fire even more on what we're planning on doing about these murders, because he's going to help me. Mm-hmm. He has a plan that's going to work, hands down.
So he's going to help you in your quest to put things back in perspective.
Yes, and bring the village back into the community.
Right.
The mentality that it takes a village to raise a child, that's what raised me. Mm-hmm. And that's what's missing. Along with a little empathy and love, because that's what they're lacking.
This is true. And those are two words that's very important when bringing the village back. Just for the viewers who have no idea what I'm talking about when I introduce Tighten Up, tell the world a little something about yourself, a little bit about your story, your life, whatever you care to share. Be mindful that my whole thing is I'm always trying to save the youth, because the children are the future. Let's talk to them, Tighten. Just tell them a little bit about yourself, man.
Hey, well, look, my thing is, right, I have the solution.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, majority of the time it starts in the household. And I think this is where we all have got away from what's really good out here in our communities. We need our families to be families. I mean, we got kids, 9, 10, 11. They run up and down the streets with things that you can't believe.
Mm-hmm. Things doing that they have no business even doing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm 64 years old. So
okay.
I'm saying, to go back in time, this could never be pulled off. It's
okay.
what we got our kids running around the streets in our communities doing. It could never be pulled off. Mm-hmm. So ordering to change that, you have to bring the families back.
Okay.
And then you open up the doors to the village.
Okay.
Where everybody's pitting in a hand. Everybody's concerned about everybody.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because this is what I seem to see from my eyes. And it hurts every day. Like Butter was just saying, I just lost a family member. Just lost another one just recently.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because they don't know no better, because nobody's teaching them what they need to know.
Now, real quick, because we were talking about you re-entering the community, would you care to share re-entering from where? Where'd you come back from? Germany? Were you in the army, or where are you coming back from?
I wish.
Uh-huh.
Actually, I did 33 years in Smyrna.
Was that straight?
Yes.
Or did they let you out and let you keep coming back?
Nah, 33 years straight.
And they didn't want to let him out.
And it's just, the grace of God got me at this
That's
level
right.
now.
God is
right.
good. God is good. And not only the grace of God, you grew.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
You grew. You
Yeah.
matured.
Yeah.
You've been through some things.
Well,
And I believe myself, I believe God wanted you on the street so that you can give back.
yeah.
But I don't want to speak for you, but that's the belief that I believe.
Well, it ain't but one way to go, and that's to give back.
That's right.
When you go through what I've been through and some of the things that I have experienced, you see a whole different world. And to come out of that type of terminal, it has to be a God in you.
So if I could say, well, if I could put you in a room with kids from the age, male and female, from the age of maybe, let's say, from 19 to the age of 23, give me some type of message. What would you tell them about this ridiculous violence that's taking place right now in our community? I ain't talking about what's going on in West Philly. I ain't talking about what's going on in Africa. In Wilmington, Delaware, in our native land, what kind of word do you have for them?
Well, right now with the kids, I would train them in the schools. I would train them that the number one word in America is no. That would open a lot of doors up and save a lot of lives. No.
Now, which no are we talking about? No, like knowledge, like knowledge, to know the ledge or the boundary, to know? Or are you talking about yes and no?
Yes and no.
Yeah, because that's a small word that packs a big punch.
Yeah.
People can't take no. Oh, people fall apart when you tell them no. And when you say you would train them in that, what do you mean by that? Give me a little more on that, Tyke.
Well, it's like, household teaching,
Okay.
know.
Okay. Okay.
I'm going to try to put an example out here.
I feel you. You talking about good upbringing.
Yeah,
Raise
yeah,
them the hell right, and that's what it is.
Yeah, and that brings the honesty from the house to the school.
Okay.
And that changes the whole floor mat of, what a kid,
Dynamics of growth.
yeah, what they're supposed to do.
And Tyke, I appreciate everything that you're saying, and I know me and my producer and my production team of this show before the show started, and we were talking in the other room, and we were saying that they were in fact enjoying some of your story and the way that you articulated it to them, and they in fact wanted you to do your own podcast. They said that you had so much to offer. And I believe that myself after speaking to you for a while, and Sister Karen Butterflowers, Miss First District.
That's right.
After speaking with her, she brought you in. I know it has to be serious. I know you have a lot to bring to the table, man, and I'm definitely going to do everything that I can do to support you. It's brothers like you that can make the difference.
Yeah, well, like I said, I've been blessed. God's been good to me. Changed my lifestyle, moved me up a notch. And I just put out a book, my first book.
Okay. Tell us about it.
And it's called Free the Mind and the Body of Follow. And it's heavy. It's a heavy book. It's heavy. It's simple, but it's heavy.
Free the mind and the body of follow. That's a mouthful right there.
And the body of follow.
Now, I'm gonna wrap this thing up because I gotta close this thing up. But first, I'm gonna help you sell this book. You can get some money. Where can they find this book at?
Well, right now it's on lulu.com.
Okay.
Go for $28 a book.
Okay. So there you have it. The book, Free the Mind and the Body will Follow. $28 on lulu.com. And so do they go download it? Does it get mailed to them? How's that work? Are you familiar with it? Ship it right on out. And that's a beautiful thing, man. There you go. So here's a brother, 33 years, came home. He's an author. He's a advocate. He's a supporter of one of the greatest sisters in Wilmington.
And a new era revolutionary.
And definitely a new era revolutionary and an old era revolutionary. We got a OG here.
Yes.
What I need, type, because you got a lot, man, to really bring to the table. Would you mind sharing one or two of your experiences, something that changed your heart or your mind that happened maybe while you were behind bars or anywhere? Because I see you wear the scars of a real warrior. A lot of people just talk the talk, but I don't see any pain in their situation. Would you mind sharing, you know, with the other people? Because the world wants to hear stuff from real people.
Right.
Well, let me say this here. Let me say this here for a minute. You know, my mom, she's passed now. God bless her soul. But she always told me to let God guide me. And in the course of that, I've been trying that. I mean, it's not like something that I just took off on. During the course of that, I'm sitting down there in prison one day, and I cut the news on, and there was my son laying in the street, shot. One of my sons. So, you know, that's what really opened my eyes up and said that now it's time for a change. It's time to change our community. It's time to change our people's thinking. And that's where I took off from that notch right there, man. It was like unbelievable. I come in after eating my dinner, my last meal of that day. It was something I usually do. Cut the news on, and there was my son. So that woke me up. That really woke me up. That touched me. And when I seen that, I said if the Lord bless me and bring me back to my city, that I have to put in work, you know, to make a change, to stop my youth from doing what they do.
That's right.
And this is where I'm at today. You know what I mean? I traveled down those roads. I've been sober for 30 years. You know, so my head is on my shoulders. I see what need to be done. Right. And that's what I'm here for.
Right. Right.
You know, so I'm just trying to wake my peoples up now.
Let me elaborate a little bit, because I like to bring clarity when I see something that needs to be articulated in a way that everybody can understand. Let's rewind that and hear what this brother just said. This brother has said that 33 years ago, he made a mistake that got him extracted from the community. He was expelled from society, trapped in bondage, only to turn on the news and see his own son's anatomy
30 years later,
stretched on the concrete. Now, before one of you assholes do a crime and you get a big long sentence this long, and that be your story, are you ready to sit behind the bars and turn on the news and see your son? Because the judge don't mind taking you from your son when he's 2. Because that's what'll happen. So this is how horrific things are. So I need everybody to think twice, man. This is another reason why we got to get a hold of this violence. Now, I've been had the solution. And it was told to me, they said, DZ, don't tell the solution, because they'll do you like they did Nipsey Hussle. They'll do you like they did Dr. Sebi, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. I got the solution to stop the violence. It's very simple. I can say it in one sentence. I got the whole entire solution to all the violence, to stop the violence. I got the whole entire solution.
Yes, sir.
Here's the whole solution. I shouldn't share it because it's going to fuck everybody's programs up all across the nation. Simple solution. Legalize drugs. Just that simple. If you legalize drugs, if you take the value off of every street drug, well, now the corners is clear.
Yeah.
It ain't worth nothing no more. If the corners is clear, it ain't worth nothing. We ain't got to shoot and kill each other because it ain't worth nothing. That's like taking, a baseball hat ain't worth nothing. You ain't going to shoot and kill me over that. If the drugs have no value, legalize all that shit, that's it. It's all done. All the crime. That's it.
That's it.
Just like that. Very simple. They don't want to do it.
That's right.
They don't want to do it.
Because it's a $1 trillion industry.
We know it is. But I'm just saying, that's just how simple it is. You understand me?
But
So
also, our people have to stop remaining complacent.
this is true. This is true.
They're stuck on stupid while dangling from dumb, and they're okay with the behavior of our children because they turn the other cheek, or they turn the TV up, or they pull the shades down, or they walk past you like they didn't see anything. Well, like I said earlier in this podcast, you can either be part of the problem
Right.
or you're part of the solution. If you're part of the problem, you got to go.
And guess what? We're going to end it on that right there. I would like to thank Karen Butterflowers, 1st District Representative. I need everybody to vote for her. If you're down with Timeless Thomas or you're not down with Timeless Thomas, you heard what this sister's putting on. I need y'all to vote for her. Get a good look at her face because she needs to be in the place. Here's another good brother. He said he's got a book out. And if you see him in passing, he did 33 years. It wouldn't even hurt to maybe buy him lunch or give him a couple of dollars. We don't got our hand out, but that's the right thing to do. He's a true OG. He's trying to do something right.
It's real.
And I'm Big Deezy, and y'all know what it is, and y'all know how I do. Peace.
1st District.